I had a couple of questions. The 2015-16 capital program MOU talked about having an annual, in July, an annual bridge and pavement condition report. I don't believe that condition report has come out for either 15 or for 16 or 17. Of course, 17 wouldn't be here, but I was just trying to get a sense. Do we know when those might be available and if we'll see one in July of 2018? It's just, again, for those of us who are trying to keep track of that makes a big difference.
The reports have not been done. They will be done, and I will get back to you with the date of the completed reports, and you will receive them.
Thank you. Assemblyman Gant talked a bit about MWBE, and I know there's a new provision in the governor's proposal that would extend those requirements to municipalities and at the local level. And I have a sense that, before we implement the mandate on all local governments, it would be important to understand the number of firms we have now, and perhaps the governor has it or you have it, in each region throughout the state, because I think that maybe even if you could provide to us the past 5 years the total number of jobs that DOT has done or that they've let out by county, and what ones included those goals or how they were achieved on each job. I'm just thinking, if we don't have that information, I fear that if we go to those requirements, that we could end up not being able to move forward because of the lack of those types of approved entities in some of our more rural areas.
Mm-hmm. I do not have those numbers with me right now. I will ask the staff to gather those, and we will provide them to you the way you've asked.
One of the things also in the governor's budget we've seen in prior years, like this last year, we had extreme winter aid that was provided. The Marchicelli and CHIPS funds are at the same as a year ago, but if you take away that extreme winter weather dollars, and certainly this winter we've seen significant damage to roads because of additional extreme weather. Is there any hope of us being able to get those resources back for our local roads people?
Well, the transportation plan under Governor Cuomo has been providing record levels of funding for local infrastructure, local roads and bridges. It's at a historically high level. We have numbers in the proposed budget, and we feel those are adequate to maintain and operate the system.
I hope that in the negotiations, and I understand your point, but certainly from those of us who represent those people trying to maintain and deal with their local roads, certainly we'll be looking to try to support that as we go forward. I did see in the executive budget that there is a proposal to move some of the operating expenses from being funded through the dedicated bridge and trust fund and to the operating budget. And I guess I have a question on if there are additional we're moving some, are there additional expenses still there? And if so, what would be the amounts of that, and is there a plan to move further dollars out of that into the operating budget.
Yeah. Mr. Assemblyman, if you don't mind, I'd like to defer that question to Ron Epstein, our CFO in the department.
Sure.
Good afternoon, Assemblyman. Nice to see you again. So the answer to that question is that it's part of a larger reform to align the expenses with the operating revenues. And so this is a budget neutral item. So we move the expenses out, we reduce the general fund transfer that's required to support the dedicated highway bridge trust fund. No harm, no foul.
Thank you very much.